Laurie Lopez Coleman, and I'm the director of the Honors Academy program at San Antonio College. I'm also an English faculty at San Antonio College, and I teach with the Ascender Catch the Next Learning Communities program. Manny came to our freshman undergraduate Ascender Catch the Next student virtual welcome event, and this eventually grew into a 3-part series that addresses challenges that students have as first time in college, the goals that they set that sometimes get challenged by what Manny refers to as the noise that gets in the way, and also focusing on student motivation. The presentation was that it's based on psychological research. I also appreciate that Manny is a Latino male who has faced very unique challenges similar to our student population, yet who persevered and is a successful person in his own right. You know, there's a real achievement gap in higher ed with men of color, and institutions have to be intentional about the strategies that we invest in to close those gaps. Now, it isn't to say that people of all stripes can't connect with Manny's presentations, because his message is universal in many ways. We all experience these kind of personal failures, self-doubt. It can undermine our path to what we really want out of life. And, I feel like, Manny really speaks to that essential human condition that rings true on multiple levels. What brings you joy, what gives you that sense of love or being loved, success, and growth. Now, as educators, we've pivoted to this online teaching and learning, and we're all searching for these ways to connect with our students so that they don't get lost in the noise, some of that noise that we're creating inadvertently by being online so much. And I found, that, Manny's harnessing the Zoom polling and the chat to really get the students to share their thoughts, share their ideas, their emotions, and using probing questions like, what was your I made it moment? Several of the students use that Zoom reaction emoji with the big heart or the thumbs up when Manny was sharing his personal experiences and the challenges that he had in life and in love. And I could tell that the students were identifying with that, and some of us were laughing about it. I don't know that he intended for us to laugh at the stories that he shared about his romantic encounters, some of the failures. But it was laughable because it's relatable. I mean, how many of us have done similar things where we pursued someone in desperation to be loved, to be authenticated? And again, I found that the students were connecting with that. Students then responded with their personal stories that had us tearing up. And, they really got some genuine affirmations in the chat from their peers in that session. And I don't think that the students would have opened up and made themselves that vulnerable if Manny hadn't modeled that directly with the stories of his own life that revealed all those challenges and how he persisted despite them. And I could see the students felt safe to share, knowing they had entered a space that truly validated who they are now and what got them there, their failures, their flaws, everything. And as educators, we can say the same things that Manny says, but it translates differently to students when the person delivering that message looks like them, acts like them, and has been through those similar experiences. He also uses those authentic storytelling and takes participants past those superficial kind of declarations of you can do it. I can tell he cares about the people he's engaging with, and he wants them to recognize that they do have the tools to be successful. He probably sees the person or student that he once was reflected in the students who express those feelings of self-doubt and insecurity. And I think that humility and compassion are a beautiful thing to watch unfold in the presentations. So it's that down-to-earth, relatable personality that best communicates his message. And of course, the humor. You cannot be engaged if you're not laughing with those stories. And as educators, we can say the same things, but they really don't translate as well when those students are seeing another guy like them, a Latino who, looks like them, sounds like them. Again, that real talk, it's not flowered and it's not cleaned up to sound like it's coming from someone from on high. It's a real person, down to earth, and I appreciate that. I would recommend other institutions invite Manny to speak to the students, because sadly, it's not often that we see men of color in positions like his, and the need is great. And if it's not us, then who? And if it's not now, then when? With so much potential in our college and university, on our college and university campuses, we owe it to those students and our communities, even our country, to invest in what makes a difference. And Manny is making a difference, one student at a time.